I'm not sure whether it was the roar of the engines or the roar of the crowd, the speed, the danger, the dust. Whatever it was, from the moment my dad took me to my first auto race at the county fair, I was hooked. And I became a huge NASCAR fan over the years, following the likes of Richard Petty, Cale Yarborough, Donnie Allison, Darrell Waltrip, Earnhardt, Gordon, and the likes. The last few years, I haven't followed it much, though. I lost interest. It didn't seem to be the same. And then last year, during the pandemic, it became the only sport in town, the only thing to watch on a Sunday afternoon. And I got reconnected. And so I was looking forward to this new season, to last week's beginning at Daytona. I planned my day around it. I took my liturgical nap a little early. I was ready to go. The green flag dropped, my heart started to race. And then about lap 15, the big one happened, the crash, sending dozens of drivers out of the race, bringing the race under yellow for a few seconds. And then the rains came and the race was stopped. Red flag. It's kind of how Lent went last year. I was just getting ready and excited to begin, and the pandemic dropped the red flag. It was a hard Lent, a Lent that really wasn't. This year, we start off under yellow. A little better, but still strange. Fortunately, this year we're in Mark's gospel during this season of the year. And there's nothing slow or cautious about Mark in telling the story of Jesus. It's fast and furious. It's full speed ahead. It's relentless. It drives us. We join Jesus at the waters of his baptism. We hear the words from heaven, "This is my beloved Son." And we're thrown into the wilderness, where Jesus is tempted and finds himself among the beasts. It reminds us of the wilderness journeys of the Old Testament, the sojourn of Moses and the people of God for 40 years in the wilderness. It reminds us of the wilderness of the exile, where God's people found themselves in Babylon, and everything that was normal was taken away from them. And they had to find a new way of living, a new way of practicing their faith. The wilderness does that to us. It is a place of reflection and growth. Lent is our annual wilderness journey. It calls us to look inside, to see who we are, to inspect our relationship with God and with one another. What have we learned over the course of this last year that was so tumultuous for us? What insights have we gained in the wilderness of this pandemic that we will take with us on this Lenten journey? What are those things that we discovered we can live without? And what things have become so precious that we can't imagine life without them? How has our relationship with God and with one another changed, grown, become broken? These are the things that we are called to ponder as we make our way through Lent. This is the journey that we find ourselves on these days. A journey with God. The interesting piece with Mark's gospel is that it doesn't stay in the wilderness very long. In fact, we are thrown back out of the wilderness and find Jesus beginning his ministry. His first sermon. The kingdom of God is now come here. Turn around. Look, see it coming. For Jesus, the kingdom of God is not some heavenly hereafter. It is the announcement that in him, the reign of God has begun in earnest. A reign that the people of old never seemed to be able to put into place. They came close, but then it got blown up. Now God was taking the reins. The kingdom is now. The kingdom is here. And the call of our Lenten journey is to live into that kingdom of shalom, of wholeness, of peace, of justice, of mercy, of love. The flag is dropped. The journey has begun. Let us run the race and keep the faith. Onward, our journey begins. Bless now, O God, the journey that all your people make, the path through noise and silence, the way of give and take. The trail is found in desert and winds the mountain round, then leads beside still waters the road where faith is found. Bless sojourners and pilgrims who share this winding way. Your hope burns through the terrors, your love sustains the day. We yearn for holy freedom, while often we are bound. Together we are seeking the road where faith is found. Divine eternal lover, you meet us on the road. We wait for lands of promise where milk and honey flow. But waiting not for places, you meet us all around. Our covenant is written on roads as faith is found.